Hey there, and welcome. Today, we are putting on our detective hats and cracking open the case file on one of the most common sounds in any dog owner's home. I'm talking, of course, about the puzzling, rumbling case of the snoring pup.
Okay, so let's just dive right into it. We've all heard it, right? That funny, sometimes frustrating grumbling sound coming from the dog bed. In this explainer, we're going to figure out what's really going on. We are going to uncover everything from the totally harmless rumbles to the serious red flags, and we'll look at the best paths to a quieter and healthier night for your best friend.
All right, every good mystery starts at the beginning. So let's start our investigation right there and uncover the fundamental reasons why dogs snore in the first place.
So at its core, the science here is actually pretty simple. Snoring, whether it's in you, me, or your dog, happens when something is partially blocking the airway. As air tries to squeeze past that little roadblock, it makes the soft tissues in the throat vibrate. And that vibration, well, that's the sound we all know as a snore. And this brings us to our prime suspect, especially for really loud, constant snoring, the very anatomy of certain dogs. The condition is called BOAS for short, and it's super common in flat-faced breeds. Think pugs and bulldogs. You know those adorable pushed-in faces? Well, that trait we've selectively bred them for can actually crowd their breathing passages, creating a kind of built-in obstruction.
But hey, it's not just about the breed. There are plenty of everyday culprits that can turn any dog into a noisy sleeper. A little extra weight, for example, can put pressure on the windpipe. And just like us, dogs can get all stuffed up from allergies or a cold. And you know, sometimes it's as simple as how they're sleeping. If your dog is snoozing on its back, its tongue can fall back and partially block the throat.
Okay, but here's where we need to start paying really close attention. Sometimes snoring can be a symptom of more serious issues, and we're talking about things like growths in the nose, a foreign object, like a pesky blade of grass stuck up there, or even a nasty tooth infection that's causing swelling. This is exactly why knowing what to look for is so important.
So, with the potential causes laid out, our investigation continues. Now it's time to learn how to be a proper snore detective, so you can tell the difference between a cute little quirk and a genuine cry for help.
So here it is, the most crucial clue. Change. If your dog has always been a quiet sleeper and then suddenly starts snoring like a freight train, that is the single biggest red flag you can get. It means something new is causing a blockage, and that definitely warrants a closer look.
And that one big red flag often brings friends. So, if the new snoring is paired with any of these other symptoms, we're talking colored gunk from the nose, coughing, getting tired really easily on walks, or gagging when they eat, it's time to call the vet. And I want to be really clear here. If you ever see blue or gray gums, that is an absolute emergency. It means they're not getting enough oxygen. Here's another critical clue. When is the noise happening? Snoring during a deep sleep? That can be perfectly normal for some dogs. But noisy, snore-like breathing while your dog is wide awake and walking around? That is almost never normal. It's a clear sign of a much more significant blockage.
Now that we know what to look for, let's bring in the usual suspects. We're going to take a look at the breeds that, just because of their genetics, are the most likely to be noisy sleepers.
And here is our lineup of champions. English and French bulldogs, they often top the charts. They're followed closely by pugs, Boston Terriers, Shih Tzus, and even boxers. That pushed-in face we find so cute is the main reason they're such prolific snorers. It all goes back to that BOAS condition we talked about earlier.
All right, we've identified the causes, we've spotted the warning signs. Now for the most important part of our investigation, the solutions. What can we actually do to help on noisy little buddies?
So here's the good news. Treatments absolutely exist. But, and this is a big but, there is no one-size-fits-all cure. The right path forward depends entirely on what's causing the problem in the first place, which is why a proper diagnosis from your veterinarian is always the essential first step. So, what does that action plan look like? Well, it can start with pretty simple lifestyle changes, like managing their weight or talking to your vet about allergies. For those flat-faced breeds, surgery to widen their nostrils or trim their soft palate can be literally life-changing. And even simple things at home, like using a harness instead of a collar and getting a supportive bed to encourage side sleeping, can make a huge difference. And this quote, wow, it really just gets right to the heart of the matter. This isn't just about the noise keeping you up at night. It's about your dog's quality of life. If snoring is a sign that they can't get restful sleep or they don't have the energy to play, then it's a real problem that needs a solution. Let's just look ahead for a moment, because science and technology are always evolving. And that includes how we understand and monitor our pets' health. It's pretty cool stuff. You can see this really clear progression in how we diagnose these issues. For years, it was all about what owners could see and describe. Then came standardized questionnaires to turn those observations into actual medical scores. And now, research is proving that new tech, like at-home neckband monitors that can literally count breathing pauses during sleep, is super effective. But look, until that cool new tech is on every shelf, it is so crucial to remember this. You are the most important monitor your dog has. Keeping a simple sleep journal, just jotting down some notes, maybe even recording a few short videos of the snoring, that can provide your vet with powerful, invaluable data to help solve the case.
And all the fantastic intelligence for today's investigation into the mystery of dog snoring was gathered from our sources over at Doggozilla magazine.
So we'll leave you with this final thought. That nightly rumble isn't just a sound, it's information. It's a clue about your dog's health, their comfort, and their overall well-being. The mystery is totally solvable, and the crucial question to ask yourself is, what is my dog's sleep trying to tell me?